Yeah, right now I'm basically just clearing out Pro Sound Studio, the original. You know, we spent 6.5 years here. You know, we did a lot here. A lot of people came through from the whole city, the surrounding areas, to your favorite stars. So, you know, we moving on to bigger and better. We started this, I think, March 7th. Today is April 29th. And, you know, we still moving forward. So, you know, taking out the last of the last. We're gone. The fact is it was time to go. Like, we overstayed our welcome. My studio's been there for 6 years. Neighbors did not like us, you know, and the business needed to expand. In order for something like this to happen, I realized I'm going to need some sort of architect or manager, someone that knows what they're doing to help me come up with the design, because we need space. So if I'm gonna go with somebody, I might as well go with the guy who built Pro Sounds, DZ. Bring him on and see if he's willing to help out.
Sup chose me because he was working out of my old studio space, the space that I built, and that was a great success for him. So he had some idea that I could do it. He contacted me, we met up. Once Sup and I agreed on what we were gonna do, he allowed me to create some designs, look at the best use of space. You know, we hashed it out and we agreed on a final layout.
We got 60 days to be out of Pro Sound recording studio and move into the new place, which I plan to call Professional Studios, where we'll have 2 recording studios, a film studio, and also a rehearsal studio. I basically had to come up with the contractor, you know, in a really short period of time. I decided to go with Brian with Capital Construction. I liked his energy. He seemed like he knew what he was talking about.
So what we'll do is we'll measure the difference. We'll mark 2 lines here, then we'll run 2 studs straight up. By the end of today, we should have a lot done. Have the walls framed out to get the soundproofing going in the studio. I like to see this wall up tomorrow before we go home for the weekend.
You know, all praise is due to Allah. This used to be, I think this was Al Jazeera Mini Mart. It used to be a Muslim grocery store. And I think we day 2 of construction right now, where I'm standing now is actually inside the control room, and facing that way, it'll be the booth somewhere in there. This is the lounge area. So basically, if you book out Studio A, it'll come with this whole lounge and area. That'll be your control room. Your booth will be facing that way. This is a hallway.
When we finally got to this current location, it was nothing but a big open space with a small wall in the back. We negotiated the price, which saved Sup a lot of money in the long run.
I do got plans for something out here too. This is our fire exit. We'll utilize this and shoot and stuff. But I wanted to put like a small little concrete or deck pad right here, just to put a grill. Refrigerator, we'll have a stove, you know, have a little mini kitchen. And this will be our Studio B room.
If you'd have did anybody else come in, you're looking probably, this was a $100,000 project, easy.
We do have our bathroom here. And this is gonna be like the reception desk when you come in here. It'll be a wall, a little small office. Everything's gonna be completely separated, soundproof, where we could have 1, 2, 3, 4 different things going on at once. The 5th thing could be me in the area. And you never know when that shit gonna come. Right. You get that shit and it's like overnight. This 6 years in, I started this in January 2010. Pro Sound Studio HBG on YouTube. You can go check my first video out from the first day I opened the studio up until where we at now. Meaning marketing, recording, producing. Got my hands in just a little bit of everything because I believe in myself. I believe in professional sound recording studio. So I arrived day 3 of construction. You know, I'm excited. I see Brian, he has this crew in here. You know, these guys are putting up studs. You know, I'm hearing nail guns. You know, I'm excited. We got 57 days. This is the countdown. Professional studios, man. I'm hoping for the best.
Get it in place and let's rock and roll from there.
Is this something like you look forward to doing?
I love this. I loved it. This is the fun stuff right here. When you're you got guys in a tiny spot, a tiny area, like a small apartment, it can be really hectic, man. It can get really frustrating, especially when you're trying to flip a house or something like that. This is fun. You're all right, man. It's gonna be good.
It's day 8, Wednesday. About 14 days before these guys should be finished up. I'm gonna stop and have a talk with the contractor to see how things are looking, make sure we're still on schedule. See,
What's that?
got the heat out the way. Hey, you got a minute I can talk to you for a minute? Yeah. Cool. And I wanted to take a moment, speak with Brian, and make sure that everything's on cue. You know, that the project is actually moving forward and, you know, we're meeting our deadline dates.
Except for the sprinklers, man. We got to figure out what we're doing with the sprinklers. I had Fritz Fire Protection in here. He's suggesting that when there's a door on a room that has to have a sprinkler in it. And then he also says,
You told me in the beginning that we weren't gonna have any problems with the sprinklers. You told me the sprinklers. I called you a day before you started.
I didn't see an issue. And then I realized
How much are we talking, bro? How much are we talking?
we got $2,000, and I got
$2,000.
I got a friendly price on that too.
Is there a way around this? Show me what you're talking about. See, you know, this is the problem. You quoted me one price in the beginning, and now you want to charge me a different price. You know, my landlord's kicking me out. I was pressed for time. I don't want to invest any more money into these sprinklers. Brian assured me in the beginning they would not be a problem, so they weren't factoring the budget. I mean, Brian, you gotta save me some money.
I know, I'm trying.
I called you in, you told me you save me every dollar you can.
I tried. I mean, the original price that he gave me to move all that stuff was $2,800. I got him down to $2,000. I mean, just because I went to school with him and this is what they do, I got him down to $2,000. I believe I tried my best. Maybe Marshall could talk to him. I mean, the money's worth $4. It's a day's worth of work.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you.
Man, he talking $2,000, $4,000 for some sprinklers. When I spoke to the real estate agent, they told me like they just changed the sprinklers within the last year and a half. See if you can get on the phone with Marshall and see what he says about extending the ceiling a little lower so they'll work, man. Come on, you guys gotta work with me here. $2,000, that's gonna put us over the budget again. They're already $2,000. When I look up, it's gonna be a whole 10. Just trials and tribulations.
My name's Marshall DC. I'm supposed to be supervising this project, and I have 2 weeks out west in the middle of when this is supposed to be going on, and I'm supposed to be here supervising, and I am definitely kind of stressed about this because this kind of project really needs supervision.
That's some good news. I just talked to Marshall. Here's the situation. I don't have enough to build 2 layers of ceilings. It's not going to be as much like this. It's going to come down. It's going to be probably even better. The sprinklers will be right below that ceiling, so they'll be inside the room.
So break this down to me. I'm not gonna have to pay $2,000?
No, I don't think so. Right now, it's only at least 3 sprinklers instead of all of them. We're gonna move the ceilings up, and we're gonna just go ahead and keep the ceilings right above the sprinkler. So you're good with that. Okay. All right.
Good guy.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I got you, man. Save us money. Cut every corner we can.
Figure stuff out, Instead of $2,000, it might be a couple $100 now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I think that's more reasonable. All right,
cool.
man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Whew. That's a whole lot for me. What I know now is that it takes a lot more time and craftsmanship to put something together in 60 days.
Yeah, okay, Sean. All right, buddy. Let's see, day 13. We had one heck of a day today. We were on top of the Studio A booth, and it is hot up there. I busted my head, I don't know how many times. Look at that, I hit my head on the rafters, the sprinkler head.
I show up to the studio today and I'm a little nervous. I don't see any tools. I've been calling Brian and trying to get a hold of him. He's not picking up the phone. I've been texting him. I'm not sure what's going on, but I mean, all of his equipment is gone right now. I don't know what to think. And it hurts us because we're supposed to open up in 4 days, and as you can see, we're nowhere near ready.
So I get a call from Soup, and he's a little amped up.
What do you mean? You got a text message from him and he said he quit?
Because basically we're at a dead stop. Nothing is happening.
Wait a minute, he can't just quit. No, I don't owe him. He doesn't owe me money, I don't owe him money. I mean, we're even at this point, but I mean, I still think that it's bad. We haven't even inspected the work that he's done. Bye. Yeah, so I just called Marshall and have Marshall, he's gonna come over and meet me, but apparently Brian contacted him and quit, which was our last contractor. And I can't think of what it is outside of maybe I was working him a little too hard. I don't know, but he's not here, so kind of screws everything up.
Brian bailed. He left. I talked to him on the phone, and he was basically not interested in hearing anything. He just basically was like, I'm out.
Everything was fine all the way up until the Friday. Pretty much Friday is payday, and everybody wants to get paid. We don't work Saturdays and Sundays. We work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. And I think we were trying to move as fast as we possibly can in a 4-week project that was honestly probably more like a 6-month project. Soup only gave us half our money to force us to come and work on Saturday to get our other half.
Yeah, I held the money because I felt like their little 9 to 5 schedule wasn't working out. I work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm showing up to work on days and no one's here when they're supposed to be here. They're not out getting material, so they're running around just working on my dime.
We came in Saturday, we got our money. As soon as we got into the truck, all my guys quit on me. I can't do the project building a studio by myself. I had to just go ahead and tell Marshall I pretty much quit because I don't have the manpower to do it.
I looked at the project, we're behind. So I basically said, look, I'll pay you guys, but I need you to work on Saturday. I was being kicked out of my old studio. I had a business to run. People were depending on me for recording studio time. I brought in a contractor. He said he can do it. So I was pushing him. So bottom line, he quit because he got another job. That's all. Other than that, he was still stayed around and worked. So I'm gonna meet Marshall over at the new studio, just see the progress.
Brian's out, and we still got to get this thing done, and there's a lot of work to do left. There's a lot of work. I basically told him, I was like, you got to get bodies in here doing the work. You got to get a bunch of people in here doing the work. So get on the phone, find some contractors, get them down here, start talking to them about what needs done and how to do it. So that's what he did. Even Supa was down here doing some work. I was down here doing some work.
Those are the dimensions that are going to help it sound amazing. That chip will.
It was time to move, and Supa was, basically in go mode.
I've been down before, and I get up every time. I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years now, and I realized that this is my dream, and it's someone else's job. I spoke with my advisor, and I decided to go ahead and power up. I'm gonna move forward with 2 contractors. I have one working up front in Studio A, another contractor working in the back in Studio B. I gotta keep moving forward. I got a deadline to meet. So today is April the 7th, and we're 7 days behind schedule. We started with a new projected date, which is the 15th, so now we have 8 days before we're fully kicked out of the old place.
When someone is under stress, when someone is being pushed to their edge, you start to learn about who they really are.
As you can see, this is our lounge area. It's pretty much done, but the walls still need finished, painted, doors still need hung.
And I got to see Supa to the edge a bunch while making the studio happen.
You can hear it here, it's an echo, so it sounds like shit right now because it still needs to be soundproofed. We did get our stove in. Refrigerator will be here Monday. And in this room is here, Studio B room, which doesn't really look completed, but I'm sure when you come in here, the sound probably got a little bit better in this room. If you get a business and you plan to have a business and you're the owner, it's going to require all of your time. Like, it becomes a way of life. Like, the recording studio is basically, it's a way of life. Like, if I didn't do it, then who would? This whole lifestyle, this whole thing that I created for myself is a part of me. I've sacrificed everything from my family, my children, to do this. So, like, when I began to get into business with people, no matter what it is, that's like, I'm expecting that from everybody. And maybe that's my problem. I don't take those breaks. I don't have that time. I feel like that time is not on my side. But Supa is on the go. Welcome to Professional Studios.